Yo, what's going on, guys? GZTV here, and you already know I'm back with another video, and we're back with another MCU movie. We have the amazing Spider-Man. So pretty much what we're going to do is we're going to read the Wikipedia plot, how the movie goes, and then I'm going to give you guys a review just for a refresher if it's been a while since you've seen this movie. I know a lot of people have seen this movie. I'll give you guys my thoughts, but first, let's see what Wikipedia has to say. A young Peter Parker discovers that his father, Richard Parker's study has been burglarized. Peter's parents gather hidden documents, take Peter to the home of his Aunt May and Uncle Ben, then mysteriously depart. Years later, a teenage Peter attends Midtown Science High School. He is intelligent but socially awkward and often bullied. He also has a crush on Gwen Stacy, who returns his feelings. Peter learns his father worked with scientist Dr. Kurt Connors at Oscorp in the field of cross-species genetics. He sneaks into Oscorp where he's bitten by a genetically modified spider. He then discovers he has developed spider-like abilities such as super strength, sharp senses, agility, and speed. Peter studies his father's papers and visits Connors, who only has one arm. He reveals he is Richard's son and gives Connors his father's decay rate algorithm, the missing piece in Connors' experiments on regenerating limbs. At home, Peter and Ben argue and Peter leaves. While searching for him, Ben attempts to stop the thief that Peter allowed to escape and is shot, dying in Peter's arms. Very sad. Peter uses his new abilities to track down criminals, matching the killer's description. He creates a mask and spandex suit to hide his identity. He also builds mechanical web shooters out of wristwatches to attach to his wrists. At dinner with Gwen's family, he discovers her father's police captain, George Stacy, who dislikes the new vigilante hero. Peter reveals his identity to Gwen. After seeing success with the lab rats using lizard DNA, Connor's superior Rotha demands Connors begin human trials immediately. Connors refuses to rush the drug testing procedure and put innocent people at risk. Rotha fires Connors and decides to test his serum at a Veterans Administration hospital. In an act of desperation, Connors tries the formula on himself. After passing out, he awakens to find his missing arm is regenerated. Discovering that Rotha is on his way to the hospital, Connors goes to intercept him. By the time he gets to the Williamsburg Bridge, he has become a violent humanoid reptile. Peter, now calling himself Spider-Man, saves the people on the bridge from Connors' attack. Following a battle in the sewers, the Lizard learns Spider-Man's real identity and attacks Peter at school. Police start a manhunt for both Spider-Man and and the Lizard. They eventually corner Spider-Man, leading Captain Stacy to discover that Spider-Man is Peter and lets him go to stop the Lizard. The Lizard plans to make all humans reptilian by releasing a chemical cloud from Oscorp's tower to eliminate the weaknesses he believes plague humanity. Gwen creates an antidote, which Peter disperses, restoring Connors and his victims to normal, but not before the Lizard fatally wounds Captain Stacy. Before his death, Captain Stacy asks that Peter avoid Gwen to keep her safe. Peter initially does so, but seeing as they're both unhappy, hints to her that he may see her after all. In a mid-credit scene, an incarcerated Connors speaks with a man in the shadows who asks if Peter knows the truth about his father. Connors does not know and demands that Peter be left alone before the man disappears. So that's probably hinting in the next movie, which I'm going to be watching tonight, that there's a new villain involved. Usually that's what happens. I was tripping for a second. Usually what happens... Dude, what the hell is going on? I'm an idiot. Alright, whatever. But, that's definitely hinting at that there's a new villain in the new movie. Dude, something's gotta go. God, that's so stupid. I'm tripping out, bro. Had me tripped out for a second. But anyways, again, I'm gonna repeat myself again because I gotta get back on track here. That is hinting that there's gonna be a new villain in the next Spider-Man movie. I don't think the Lizard's gonna come out and attack again. He might. Maybe they'll team up or something on Spider-Man. But I think this is one of the best origin stories. Now, I don't know how much different this is from the original Spider-Man, but this amazing Spider-Man I think has the best storyline. I think Andrew Garfield has the best suit out of all the Spider-Man. Just kind of comparing them to the other films, I think that's the best thing to do, especially with the first film in the installment, because this is kind of introducing the character that is Peter Parker and Andrew Garfield's Peter Parker. So really some differences there. What else? Another thing I found that kind of connects to the other Spider-Man though is that in Tom Holland's obviously in Homecoming, he, spoiler alert, I mean I should have gave this disclaimer at the start of the video, but for Tom Holland's Peter Parker, he's dating this girl, and her father is the Vulture, who is a villain to Spider-Man. But indirectly, Captain Stacy from this movie is the father of Andrew Garfield's girlfriend, but he doesn't like Spider-Man. I think that was a cool little parallel that they drew with the Tom Holland movies. That's credited to Tom Holland's movies. Um, I have not watched the old Spider-Man movies in a while, so maybe I should watch those soon and get a refresher. I don't think I will, just because I've already seen them, but I liked this movie. I think it was really awesome. I love the suit. I love like the whole aesthetics of the movie. The filming, early 2010s filming was pretty nice. It was pretty prime, really. Um, One of the best filmed Spider-Man movies ever. It's really dope. The fight scenes are cool. Obviously, there's only one villain, which is something about the third Tom Holland movie that I really liked. That they mashed all the villains in one. That's why that's one of the best. That's probably the best movie in all of Spider-Man history. But just a really good movie here. Obviously Gwen Stacy played by Emma Stone. You got Andrew Garfield. You got all sorts of these iconic actors. Great casting going on here. You want to read off the cast here. Uh, let's see. Not really familiar with anybody else at all. Martin Sheen is Charlie Sheen's father. He is Ben Parker. Um, that's really about it. But yeah, I mean, pretty good casting there. Those three are pretty iconic actors. Um, the plot is cool again. The way he gets bit. I don't know if that did not happen with Tom Holland, did it? No, Tom Holland is like all artificial. Like Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield is all like natural. Like they got bit by spiders and they had superpowers. I think that's what makes them superior over Tom Holland. Not just because they're OG. A lot of people are gonna bring up the OG card. Not because they're OG, but because like the way they became Spider-Man was way better than how Tom Holland became Spider-Man. Tom Holland put on a suit and let it go. You know what I'm saying? He was really smart. He signed an intern with Stark Industries, which is kind of cool. Um, you know, Andrew Garfield had an internship of his own at Oscorp, but again, that guy turned out to be his enemy. I think that's a really cool story as well. I don't know. I think the stories of the first two Spider-Man series are way better than Tom Holland's. The Tom Holland movies are better executed slightly maybe, but I feel like that Andrew Garfield's Amazing Spider-Man is dope. I really like how they set up the plot for this movie. A lot of heartbreak has gone down, a lot of different side quests, you know, with Ben Parker getting shot, um, all this different stuff that happens in the movie. It comes to the end. Peter Parker pretty much lost everyone at this point in the movie, and that definitely motivated him to become a hero. He lost his uncle. I don't remember what happened to his dad or his mom, but they shipped him off to his aunt and uncle. All he has in his life is his Aunt May, and that's what happens with Tom Holland's Spider-Man as well. All he really has at home is Aunt May. That wasn't explained in Homecoming, too. They did not do a good job at really explaining Tom Holland's Spider-Man to give the fans a refresher of how Spider-Man came to be, because really, all three of these really parallel with each other. But I think Andrew Garfield's, you know, they're long films, but they took the time to really explain how he got with Aunt May, how it's just Aunt May in the house. But again, Aunt May and Tom Holland Spider-Man, amazing. Um, if you guys know, you guys know. If you've seen the film, you've seen it. I hope my review is substantial for you guys. I know I pretty much just read the plot and blabber on and on and on, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Later today at about I want to say 3:45, we're gonna be doing our Madden stuff. I've been grinding pretty much all day. I'm definitely on the fence on whether or not I want to spend more money on that game. But anyways, that's besides the point. It has been the Amazing Spider-Man review. Hopefully you enjoyed this film. Hopefully you enjoyed my review. Again, I'll see you guys later for Madden. Man, I don't know if I want to spend more money on the game. I feel like I'm kind of cheating a little bit. We'll definitely get a nice player before we come back and play. You guys just stay tuned for that. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. It has been GZTV as always. Hopefully you guys have a good rest of your day. Hopefully you're enjoying the holidays. New Year's